So, of course, I went hunting for more hobbies for people like you and I so that we can do it, right? And create more life full of fun or more fun in our lives. So, hi. I share lessons from experiences on how to have better lifestyle, especially for those over the age of 40, like myself at 42. I think there's so much that we can learn from the older generations to create that dream millennial retirement. So the first hobby on the list, if I haven't mentioned it from the previous video, is actually YouTube, obviously, because, well, I'm on it and I'm having fun doing it. I'm finding it fulfilling, actually, to be serious. I went further to ask ChatGPT to come up with some uncommon, niche and novel hobbies for folks over the age of 40 that could be helpful towards probably just deciding what side hustles that you can pick. So here goes. We're going to go through the list and I'll just probably leave them on the screen. Maybe that will help. I might actually try and edit this video rather than capture and post, but we will see. We will get there, right? So the first section or the first lot of hobbies is actually going to be handmade crafts and products. So if you're into that kind of thing, let's go. There's custom candle making, there's resin art and accessories, there's handmade soaps and skincare. If you're into designing natural soaps, scrubs, bath products, you can sell them online too. But make no mistake, not all hobbies need to be monetized, because sometimes once we've monetized the hobby, then it takes the love and the passion out of it. So you have to understand yourself, be more self-aware to know whether you can monetize, you want to monetize your hobby or not. Anyway, then we move to upcycled home decor. There's macrame creations, which is making beautiful wall hanging items such as plant holders or keychains to sell either locally or online, if that is what you wish. Then we move to the next lot, which is writing and publishing. There's freelance blogging, there's journaling workshops. You can gather friends together and just run journaling workshops. It can be how to journal, how effective ways to journal, if that's your thing. There's self-publishing of books, short stories, poetry, or just practical ebooks. You can choose to keep them. You can choose to sell them if that is your thing. Then there's personalized poetry or cards. I know a lot of people who do this and they make the cards. There's ghost writing services. That's actually an hobby as well, where you write for others to publish. It could be articles, it could be memoirs, it could be books as well. Then the next lot is artistic and design-based hobbies. There's digital art creation. For that, you might want to use Procreate or Canva. You create logos, you can create prints or social media templates. It's totally up to you. Learn the skill, and if it gives you joy, then go for it. There's pet portraits or custom illustrations. There's calligraphy, which is the one I'm really particular about, and hand lettering, which is handwriting. You could also get into paper craft and stationery design. I know people have had success with that. There's printable design as well, where you can create downloadables like planners, calendars, wall arts. It's totally up to you. Then we move to the next lot, which is food-based creative ventures or hobbies. There's custom cake decoration. That's a hobby for people. Baking is a hobby. There's bread baking. There's cake making or baking. There's homemade preserves and pickles, where you make jams and chutneys and pickles with, seasonal fruits and vegetables. There's recipe development. Food blogging. There are lots of food bloggers on the platform now. You can try that. If that is your thing, it's a hobby. You don't necessarily have to monetize it. You just need to be open to trying lots of new activities until you find something that resonates, until you find something that sparks excitement in you. There's also charcuterie. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but there's charcuterie board creations, which is where you create platters for events, if that's your thing. At a point in time in life, I was into fruit platters. I still love them. And I thought, oh, that's a wonderful thing. I used to buy lots of fruits because I'm drawn to the colors, and I would cut them into shapes and then arrange them on a tray. But also, there is only so much fruit you can keep making and eating, because obviously once you buy them, you have to make them, then you have to eat them. So, and fruits are healthy, but what's the harm in that? If that's your thing, you have to just try it, and you can make them as simple as you want or as intricate a design as you possibly can. And every time you make a tray, why not take a picture, share them with friends, share them with family, or just leave them in your gallery on your phone to look back on at a time when that gave you joy. Then we move on to teaching and coaching hobbies. There's art or craft workshops. There are skills-based classes. So you could, if you've learned calligraphy, you can deliver the workshop as well. You can deliver a workshop on photography if that's your thing. You could teach other people cooking. There's online tutoring of languages, of writing, of music, of playing instruments. That's totally a hobby. It's a thing. There's group fitness or yoga instruction. There's photography classes. You can offer lessons on basic photography skills or even smartphone photography. That's a niche for a lot of people. Then we move on to digital content creation. YouTube channel, as I mentioned to you, it can be on a variety of niches. We're constantly watching YouTubers, everyday content creators, and why not be one? You could build a millennial retirement from it, and you never know where it's going to take you. As a creator had in her about bio, she said anything is possible, right? Then the next thing is podcasting. If that's your thing, you love speaking, just grab a mic, call a friend, or do it alone. It could be a monologue. No one's going to accuse you of it. If you publish it, fine. If you choose not to, that's totally fine. It's a hobby. It's about finding what brings you joy. There's stock photography. There are lots of stock images online. People took those images out of hobby, not necessarily because they're making money or they want to make money out of it, but because it's a hobby for them. There's voiceover work. If you find or you think that you have a wonderful voice, why not? If you're in love with your voice, why not? If you think your voice is ideal for adverts, go for it. Then there's social media content for small businesses. There are lots of small businesses who don't have the time to create content. If that is your thing, if you think you have a flair for it, why not? The next lot of hobbies are actually nature and outdoor hobbies. And that includes floral arranging and bouquet design. That is a thing. If you can arrange flowers, absolutely amazing. There's terrarium design. There's beekeeping and honey selling. I think those who live in the countryside will be more attuned to that and open to trying such hobbies. There's herb gardening. If you've got a garden, why not start a herb garden? You could probably grow parsley, mint, so many things. There's seasonal wreath making. It's that time of the year, probably Christmas, and people are into it. Why not use dry flowers, greenery, or decorative elements and create wreaths that you enjoy looking at, or share them with family and friends. Then we move on to the tech and modern craft. These are laser cut or 3D printing cards. As a hobby, there's podcast editing service. You can do that as a hobby. There's video editing as well. There's website building. People build website for fun. It don't even cost you money. You can learn how to design a website, launch it, and there you go. You can sell them off if you want. You can create themes, because nowadays you can just get a theme builder and you create a website in about half an hour, you're done. You can learn and teach Cricut crafting, which is where you use Cricut machines to design custom labels and stickers and crafts. That is a thing. Sometimes we think that our hobbies need to be complicated in order for them to make sense or in order for them to bring us fun. But no, not necessarily. We just need to have an open mind as to what it is that we're trying, be willing to try as many hobbies as possible, and then do them regularly. Because not until you dedicate some time to it will you be able to find the one that actually brings you joy. And please do not forget that the ultimate aim of finding a hobby or having a hobby is so that you can create a rich life outside of your 9 to 5 or outside of your work. Then there's niche collecting and reselling. This one it made me chuckle because I have a niche collection which I don't usually share, but I will share. So for some people, you might find that they're into thrifting and flipping. That is a hobby. It doesn't necessarily have to do with money. They just enjoy the activity of going through stores, buying at lower prices and selling them off. They may not be making a lot of profit out of it. That's something I want you to be mindful of, but they do it for the fun of it. Then there's collection of rare books. Some people do that. It could be vintage books, classic books. There could be love books, romantic novels. Maybe some people collect that. There's antique hunting. Yes, have you seen the program Antique Roadshow? If that is a thing, you might want to travel across the country to collect antiques. Vinyl record reselling. Yes, seeing that vinyl is right out of fashion or trend or time. There are people who are actually interested in collecting vinyl. They will buy your vinyl off of you at whatever price you state, or they will negotiate, and that is something you may want to look into if music is your thing. It's all about having an open mind. There's curating of handmade gift boxes. So you might want to assemble themed gift boxes with handmade products for holidays and events. I recently went to meet up with a friend and I created a hamper gift, not a gift box, but I created a hamper box for her. I really enjoyed it because it made me sort of think of what she liked about 20 years ago when we were still in touch before we lost contact. And it was a really good experience. Now, onto what I collect. I like to collect hand creams. So if that's a hobby, we can call it that, and I'm calling it that. I don't intend to monetize it. No, I just love the fact that I want to see the different designs, the different smells when I open them. I don't mind where I pick up my hand creams from either. So I just like the feeling touch. But anyway, that's the list of hobbies from ChatGPT, including a few of mine. So go on, try as many as you possibly can and let me know if it was worth the while. Right? I'll see you in the next video.